Hey, it's Guido. Welcome to the webinar. I'm very excited to share the new features that we added in this version. We made sure that we can make data admin and report admin's life a little bit easier. We made FlexBI a little bit more customizable. And we also added new ways to represent your data through reports here. If you have any questions during the webinar, please leave them in the comments in the chat section. I'll check and try to answer during the webinar. And the recording will be available later as well. We'll send you an email about that. So let's get into it. This is the agenda for today. We're gonna talk specifically about Markdown formatting, report-specific calculated members, member usage, consolidation update. We have that as well. Adding custom property hierarchies. And let's talk about a little bit about the unauthorized error, because we made some changes there as well. So let's start with the Markdown formatting. So what this new feature does is you can represent your data in new ways, highlight some kind of data in your report through like this Markdown formatting. This is just a couple of examples how I've set up here that you can see how this works. For example, you can change the text size into heading, subheading. You can add break line symbols here, use italic, bold, monospace, and so on. Strike throughs, for example, you can use bullet lists, number lists. And what's even more cooler, I think, is that you can use links now. You can use links in all the reports, set it up, and you can use a certain set of images, right? So here I have like arrow up, arrow down. They can be multiple sizes, multiple colors, and then there's some more additional feature ways how to do it. So I'll scroll down below here. There's an example where I have set this up in a way, just to give you an idea how this could be used. Here, this is a report about customer sales, and this row represents if the demand is higher than average. And as you can see, if the demand is higher than average, the arrow's up. If it's not, then it's arrow down, right? And here as well, demand is growing, then it's blue unicorns. If it's not, then it's orange unicorns. So you can use imagination here and implement this as the way you want to do it. How this works technically is that I'll open up the report. Let's take a look at how this is set up. So here I want to take a look at demand is higher than average. This is the calculation that is used. And as you can see, it's just the part of it is just a regular case when statement where it checks if this is bigger than or smaller than 0. And then in these brackets, we have put in a Markdown formatting text that tells you that it's an arrow up and the color is green, and this one is arrow down and the color is red. Very important note about setting this up is that you have to use specifically this checkbox, Markdown formatting. This will convert the text that you put in there into Markdown text in the report. So I have to change the text into picture, for example. You can find more information about this Markdown formatting or options into documentation, analyze, visualize, calculate the members and measures. And at the very bottom of the page, here it is, text format. You can use Markdown. And Markdown language is something we took from some other place already. It's a known language. You can Google how to use it and implement and use that also in FlexBI, right? So you can use Wikipedia, Google, anything similar than that as well. And for images, there is a link here to Font Awesome. This is the image library that we use for the images. You can look up what you would like to use. I used in one report, I used this unicorn. And here you can copy this. You have to replace the S symbol with R. Other than that, just copy paste that into the reports here or as a calculated measure, and it's gonna show up as something different, we're gonna format in a different way. Okay, do I have any questions about this Markdown functionality right now? Okay, so moving on. If you have questions, you can still leave them. I'm moving on to the next topic then. So this is Markdown formatting. So next topic is report-specific calculated measures and calculated member usage. We implemented this to make it a little bit easier for report admins to organize their calculations, because sometimes it gets quite a big list, it gets cluttery and crowded, and it's kind of hard to manage that, right? But with this, if I go here, this is I'm right now in templates library, for example. If I click on the measures and look for user defined, to see there's a lot of big lists, and we haven't organized this ourselves yet, but I hope we're gonna do that as well. But here, this is the previous button to create a new calculated measure, right? So new calculation, you can click here, and this is the new one. Define a new report specific measure, right? If I create one here, let's call it report specific, you know, and then select any measure just to show you, give you an idea how it works. And now it's under report specific section. If I'm going to drag in time, so we just have a report. So this is the report specific measure. Now I'm going to save it. A report specific, right? I'm going to save this report, and now I have this on the report, right? If I refresh the page, the report specific calculation is going to be here. But if I create a new empty report, then this section will not show up, because that calculation is specifically for that report. It will not show up everywhere else. So if you have some kind of calculation that you like, oh, I'm just going to use it for this report because I need a specific name or something, you can just keep it as a report specific measure, and it will not show up in the list of all the other measures or calculations that you have created here. And now you might ask, hey, okay, I can organize them report specific or not, but how do I know which ones are report specific and which ones are not? For that, you can now use this section. Like, the information was available previously as well, but you have to know how to get it. Now it's just open up the calculation, and here you can see that this calculation is used in 4 reports and 7 calculated members, right? When you click on it, you can also read it and maybe then take a look at the report. Okay, do I need to use it also here? Maybe remove it, right? You can decide how you want to work with that. And for calculations that are not used in any reports, like this one, it shows that it's not used in any reports, and you can convert it into report specific ones. And the same thing goes if the calculate measure is used in one specific report. You want to open up the report, it's going to say it's used in this report. For example, this one, right? Used in one report. If I open up the specific report that it was used in, then use it only in this report, and I can convert it to report specific. So you can just go through them, open up the report that it's in, convert, and you can make this, if you have a big list here, you can make it easier for yourself. And also, in this templates library, we have previously organized by these sections, and that's another way how to organize. You can do that by using this annotation.group comment and then putting the name, and then this will be organized. You can find that in the documentation, or just go to templates library. You can click on here as well to go to that and just copy paste any of these sections. All of them have this comment there. Okay. Any questions about this organizing your calculated members? Good, good, okay. Next topic, consolidation update. With this update, we made it easier for companies that have very similar data to use consolidation basically. So we automatically now combine different data based on its name. If the name matches, we combine this data. How it works. Here is an example. This is like consolidation templates report. You can get access to that as well. And this is one report where there's a dashboard, where there's a report top 10 most profitable items in period. And this is already a combination on 2 companies. And all I did is just drag in, select this items basically, and it's set up already. As you can see, I can switch to different companies, and then we update the same results for company 1, update the same results for company 2. In the last webinar, also in the last version, we implemented the first kind of version of consolidation where the data was available from 2 companies in one account, but it was set up a little bit differently, where all the data was separated by companies. Like if company 1 had audio products and company 2 had audio products, they were separate. They were not automatically combined. So this works well for companies that don't have very similar data, where you have to pick and choose. I want this from company 1 to be together from this company 2, right? You can write some calculations like that. That works. That still works, and that's like at the core of the consolidation. This is just another way how to enable this. So if I look at the structure here, let's select both companies. So we have the data, and if I look at it here, just to give you an example, these are item groups. Like audio products, item group. If I drill into it, these are items, specific items. And now with this new way of viewing consolidation, if I drill further, I can see it by companies. Like the companies are the last like level or last thing we want to see. Everything else combined. And if we do want to see by companies, I drill deeper and I can see it here. So how you can use this in your reports is that let's take a look at it from the all hierarchy level members section. So this is where you can see how the data is organized. And there are so far, this is the default way how the data is organized. You know, if you click on this one, it will start with the company, then as you can see a group, and then it will go into items. This is how it's organized or grouped. But company last hierarchy, it will start with the group already, then it will go into item like it's shown here, and then from the item it will then go for the company, right? So it will automatically combine different elements, and this is implemented for all the dimensions that make sense that it's there. It's not implemented for something like hours, because hours are the same for everything anyway. But for most other companies like accounts, you can see here, this is company last. This is the regular one. This is the company last. Even something like locations, projects, persons, you'll see everywhere company last. So if you select this, this is the place where it automatically combines it. Any questions about the consolidation part here? Okay, so then the next topic. Custom property hierarchies in customer, person, item, account, and supplier dimensions, right? With this feature, we wanted to make FlexBuy a little bit more, maybe more flexible than we are already, and make it more customizable in a way. And how it works, or what you can do with it, is that here I have set up a report. This is a customer dimension, and all the customers are here organized by salespeople. Meaning, if I open up like a test Hansa, to give you an idea, this is a contact card where you enter contacts. And in this pricing section, you can specify salesman for a person, salesman for a contact or a customer, right? And this hierarchy is based on that. And a similar way, you can pick all the other fields, use them as properties, and then create hierarchies. And this makes some solutions, like you could do something like it previously as well, but this makes different specific solutions very easily implemented, and it also removes some limitations that previously were. How you can enable this is that if you go to the all hierarchy level members section for the specific dimensions that were customers, persons, items, accounts, and suppliers, like for those specifically, we have enabled this for now. You can, if there are properties, that's also not, you can click on this, add custom hierarchy, and then select from how you want to organize your customer. So if I were to select it by zip code, then the customers will be organized by zip code. All the customers with the same zip code will go under the same, like a group, like it's here, right? So we have AM person that was specified in the customer contact card, and they're all organized by this, these instead. And so the default one is by category. We can set up different ways how to organize them now. And if I click on here and if any property is not available on the list, which is likely, then there is an option, like a little workaround, where you can import properties with another, you can create another connection, another source application. And then you can pull out another property and add this to the queue. It's not hard. If you like to do that, if you have some ideas, please let us know on support@flexbi. Let us know, and we'll show you how to add this, add some more properties if needed. Okay. Hope this is clear. Any questions about the hierarchies? Okay. Then the next one, last but not least, functionality we added. This is regarding the unauthorized error. It's for making the life of data admins a little bit easier. So what we did is, if FlexBuy is trying to connect to a Hansa server to import data, which it does regularly for all the accounts, then sometimes the Hansa World or standard ERP server is not available, and it responds, "Hey, you're not authorized to do this, FlexBuy." And previously we just, okay, we're not authorized and something's wrong. The data admin of the account got an email and he had to go in and log into manually run the import again. Now, how it works now is that when FlexBuy connects and Hansa says, "Hey, you're not authorized to do this," FlexBuy is going to, okay, yeah, I'm not authorized, so let's try it again after 10 minutes, right? And then it's gonna try again 3 minutes. It's gonna do this 3 times. So it's gonna try 3 times every 10 minutes. And after that, the regular procedure is gonna happen, and the user owner will receive an email that, hey, the FlexBuy was not authorized to log into this account. One important note is that this works only with automatic imports. So if you click on import manually, that's a manual import. It's not going to retry, right? If you click manually and then it gets unauthorized, that's not an automatic import. It's not going to retry. And the same goes if you set up the import from the first time. Right? So if you set up the first time, there usually some kind of it's not unusual to have some misunderstandings or some issues that you need to resolve before the import. And in those cases, it's not going to retry automatically again. It starts to retry automatically only after the first successful full import. That's it for me. Thank you for joining, and see you in the next webinar about the next version. Bye-bye.